what I want to show you guys is how to upload and properly make sure everything that you are putting onto the class OneDrive folder gets uploaded. First off, what I like to do is upload to OneDrive using Chrome. That is the Chrome is the preferred browser for OneDrive, so I would recommend if you have Safari or you have Internet Explorer, download Chrome, and then also make sure periodically that you don't have that you have Chrome updated. Okay, so I'm on the Vancouver website. The thing you can do then is go to where it says Students, go to Email and Office 365. Now I'm already logged in, so I'm going to say yes. You would have to enter in your login info, and then it takes you to this whole setup. Okay, so the quick way to get to the OneDrive is to go right here. Actually, let's dismiss that and click on that. This is the preferred method. Going through the web browser is the fastest and easiest way. So I'm going to click on OneDrive there. Now you guys are looking at all of the file folders that I've created for this class or other classes, and what you're going to want to do is click on where it says shared here. Okay, so just watch out. You might have, if you have a smaller window set up, you might not see that. Expand out the window so you can see shared, and then what you're going to get to is you will see then that folder that I have shared with you right down here. So if I go back to my folder, right, like for instance, if I'm going to be adding stuff, you would click on the name of that folder, the Fall 2020 DTC 201, and that would be in your shared folder. It's not in mine. Right now I don't yet have it shared with you guys, but I will. And then just as it says here, drag your files here, that's what you can do. Now at this point, I don't have a folder, so what I'm going to do is first off, create a homework number 1 folder. And let's see, this would be, right? So I've got that folder that I just created. I'm going to actually click into it. Now make sure, see, I can see the breadcrumbs here. It shows me right now I'm inside of this folder in my 201. And then this is where I can drag in my files. If you have more than 2 or 3 files, then I would recommend actually going back up to new, and then you can create a new folder. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm just going to call that 1. Click on create. So I want to make sure I'm inside of this folder here. And personally, what I like to do is just grab a file and then drag it into it here. Now make sure, give it some time. Sometimes if it's a large file, you'll see it takes a while to upload. And then here is the file. Okay, and then also I want to check that file size too. I can see that it's got some kind of size there. It might be megabytes, kilobytes, whatever it is, but it has a file size. If you don't see a file size, then what I would recommend doing is actually selecting it and then deleting it and then just dragging over another version of it. You can also click on upload and then go to files. It's going to open up folder and then you can add it that way. I just prefer to drag stuff over and then drop it. Okay. Right now it's just private, but it will be shared. You'll be able to see other people's files if you click on the actual name too. Then you'll see a little preview. Okay, this was a little rig that I put together for my 3D modeling class. And if we go back here, I can click on this other one and I can see it as well. Okay, here's another little screenshot that I took for students. But remember, keep in mind, both of them, I see that there's a file size. It's not 0 kilobytes. If it's 0, then there's something that didn't happen. Sometimes if your internet connection at home is slow, just take that file, delete it, and then re-drag it over. And then just make sure, it's always good how I looked and I previewed this file. When you're working with audio, when you're working with video sometimes, or HTML, you will not see a preview because you're inside of a web app. Don't worry, I never look at your homework just by looking at the preview. what I always do is I actually download your files. So don't worry about it just yet, but what we'll be doing is I select here and then I download it and then I look at your files, okay? But I would recommend if you've uploaded your homework, always double check the size. And what's also helpful, if you want to, you can go back to your folder, click on it, and then you can download it as well. It might take a second, but you can download that and then look at the files here. So here in this folder, you can see I've got these images that I just created earlier on, and they're there, and the download works. Okay, so that's what I would be doing. If you have a ton of files, what you can then later on do is I'll show you guys, you can zip files, compress them in a folder, and then upload that whole folder. Okay, so that's another possibility. You see how it says upload, and you could select a folder or a zipped file. When you have a ton of files, when you have when you're working in video and I want your Premiere project file and all those other files with it, then that's what you'll be doing. And I'll show you guys how to do that another time in another video. But I want to make sure that you guys know you can work through this web interface. Make sure too that you are not accidentally deleting somebody else's folder or file. That can happen, right? If you upload your files, double check them. You can check the size, download them, and make sure that they're there, okay? If you do accidentally delete somebody's files, don't worry, email me, okay? I have a recycling bin in here and I can pull up files that accidentally got deleted. So and it happens, you know, I would say at least once a year, and you know, you're tired, you're uploading something late at night, don't worry, just email me about it and then I can recover and bring back those files, okay?